Listen to me. I need you to lean in and really hear what I am about to say, because today we are talking about a reality that far too many of you are refusing to face. We are talking about the what if. What if you are left alone? What if the person who handled the bills, the person who made the investment decisions, the person whose income you rely on, what if they are gone tomorrow? I want to tell you the story of a woman named Mary. Mary was a woman who did everything right by the old standards. She was a loving wife for 45 years. She raised her children. She kept a beautiful home. But Mary made one fatal mistake that almost destroyed her financial life. She was a passenger in her own financial car. Her husband, Robert, drove. He handled the stocks, he talked to the advisor, he paid the mortgage. Mary just lived. And then, in a single afternoon, Robert was gone. And Mary was left with a crushing realization: she didn't know the passwords to the bank accounts. She didn't know where the life insurance policy was kept. And most importantly, she didn't realize that when Robert died, one of their 2 Social Security checks vanished instantly. She went from a 2-income household to a 1-income household in the blink of an eye, and that one income, her survivor benefit, was all she had to live on. Are you listening to me? Because this is the fear that keeps so many of you up at night. You are terrified of becoming a burden to your children. You are terrified of losing your home. But let me tell you something: fear is not a financial plan. You cannot afford to be afraid. You can only afford to be prepared. Mary survived. But she didn't survive by luck. She survived because she had to learn, the hard way, the lessons I want you to learn right now, while you still have the luxury of time. The first lesson Mary learned is what I call standing in your truth. When Robert died, Mary's friends told her, "Oh Mary, don't worry about the money yet, just grieve." That is the worst advice you could ever give a woman. You cannot grieve in peace if you are wondering if the lights are going to stay on. Mary had to look at her bank statement and realize that her monthly income had dropped by 40%. She had to admit, "I cannot afford this lifestyle anymore." Do you know how many of you are living a lie? You are living in a house that is too big, driving a car that costs too much, and spending money you don't have to impress people you don't even like. Mary sold that big family house. It broke her heart to leave those memories, but do you know what? Those memories live in her heart, not in a 4-bedroom colonial with a high property tax. By selling that house and moving into a smaller, manageable condo, she turned her home equity into a life safety net. She stopped caring what the neighbors thought and started caring about what her bank account said. Lesson number 2, the Social Security switch. Mary didn't realize that she had options. Most of you think you just take whatever check the government sends you. No! If you are a widow, you have the right to choose between your own retirement benefit and your survivor benefit. Mary learned that she could actually take her survivor benefit first, let her own benefit grow by 8% a year until she turned 70, and then switch to a higher check. Knowledge is power, people. If Mary hadn't asked the right questions, she would have left hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table over her lifetime. Are you checking your Social Security statements? Do you know your full retirement age? If you don't, you are playing Russian roulette with your future. The third lesson is the most important one: the must-have documents. Mary spent 3 months in probate court because Robert didn't have a revocable living trust. He just had a will. A will has to go to court. It costs money, it takes time, and it is public. Mary was a widow living on a fixed income, and she was writing checks to lawyers. I want you to look at me. If you do not have a living trust, a will, a durable power of attorney for healthcare, and a financial power of attorney, you do not love your family. I know that's hard to hear, but it is the truth. You are leaving them a mess. You are leaving them a headache during the worst time of their lives. Mary eventually got her documents in order so her children would never have to suffer the way she did. Mary also learned the power of the no. Her adult son came to her 6 months after Robert died asking for a small loan to start a business. Mary wanted to say yes. Every mother wants to say yes. But Mary looked at her Social Security check and she looked at her son and she said, "Sweetheart, I love you, but I am not a bank. If I give you this money and your business fails, I am the one who ends up in a shelter. I cannot put my security at risk for your opportunity. You have to put your own oxygen mask on first. If you are retired or near retirement, you no longer have the time factor to make up for financial mistakes. Your money has to last as long as you do." So, what is the actionable takeaway for you today? First, if you are married, I want you to sit down tonight, not tomorrow, tonight, and go over every single account. I want you to have the passwords. I want you to know the names of the advisors. I want you to be an equal partner in your gold. Second, I want you to do a widow's dry run. Look at your budget. Now, take away the smaller Social Security check. Can you pay the bills? If the answer is no, you need to start downsizing your life today while you are still a wee, so that the me isn't left in a crisis. Third, get your documents in order. Don't wait for a diagnosis. Don't wait for an accident. Do it because you deserve the peace of mind that comes with being in control. Mary is doing okay now. She lives simply, she knows where every penny goes, and she is empowered. She told me, "Susie, I wish I had known these things 30 years ago. I wouldn't have been so afraid." Don't be like Mary. Don't wait for a tragedy to become an expert on your own life. Stand in your truth. Lie below your means, but within your needs. And remember, you are a person of worth. And your money should reflect that worth. Now, go out and be brave. Be strong. And stay safe.